Good morning students, welcome to our today's online session. Today we are going to discuss our new chapter from our supplementary reader Vistas. The second last chapter, Ivan tries O-level. So the chapter discusses about a man named Ivans. Before we move into the chapter, let me ask you one thing. What is your opinion of giving education in the prison? Whether the prisoners should be educated, whether they should be provided with the facility of education in the prison. If such a facility is given, if such an opportunity is given, will it be useful for them? Or will they make use of it? So this is what we are discussing in the chapter Ivan tries O-level. So here Ivan writes the German O-level examination in the prison and the events that happens thereafter is discussed in this chapter. So now you would have understood Ivans is our main character, James Frederick Ivans. So when the chapter begins, when the lesson begins, it's a conversation between Secretary of Examinations and the governor of the jail. So the governor had asked the permission or requested the permission to the Secretary of Examinations Boards to conduct a O-level examination or German O-level examination in the prison for our Ivans. So the secretary is inquiring certain things. He is telling that there is no issue in giving the permission. But what sort of a person is Ivans? Is he a vigorous, violent person? So our governor is informing him that Ivans is a very such cool person. He is not a violent person. And then the secretary is asking the governor whether Ivans had studied well for the examination. Is he prepared for the examination? For that, our governor is informing the secretary that Ivans was a single student of the class, German O-level class. So he was getting a sort of private tuition in his own cell. So he must be good in the examination. He will be able to write the examination. So upon such enquiries and upon such answers, our Secretary of Examinations Board decides to conduct the examination. He is promising to send an invigilator from St. Mary's Meg to the jail, prison to conduct examination. All these things happens in the month of March. So after few months, it's time for our Ivans to write the examination. So before we move to the examination event, immediately after the conversation between the governor and the secretary, the governor has promised the secretary that Ivans is a very cool person. He is not a violent person. He is not a vigorous person. But he is in the jail because he is a congenital kleptomaniac. He has this habit of stealing things even without his knowledge. That is kleptomaniac. That's why he is there in the jail. But after keeping the phone in the cradle, our governor speaks to himself. That he tells that this Ivans, he is very famous in the jail, very famous in the prison with the nickname Ivans the Brave. He has tried to escape the jail three times from the jail. But since it is here in the north side of Oxford jail, Oxford prison with tight security, the governor is almost sure that Ivans won't get a chance to escape from there, from this tight security. That's why he is asking the permission to the secretary. So after those thoughts, After few months, our Evans is ready to equipped to write the examination on June 7th of that year. That day evening at 8:30 p.m. Evans' teacher, German teacher, wishes best luck and leaves the prison. The very next day, it is his examination. So the next day morning at 8:30 a.m., Evans had two visitors in his cell. It was Jackson and Stephen. Jackson is a senior officer in the prison and Stephen is a newly joined officer. So there was some friction between Mr. John and Evans. Both of them don't like each other very much. So when he comes in, he sees Evans with his long beard and all. She has not shaven his beard. So he is mockingly calling him Einstein. Then our Evans is telling him that he was about to go and shave his beard. And he was wearing a red and white bobble hat. So Alan asked him to remove that hat too. So when Evans was telling him about shaving his beard, Jackson remembers about something and he tells Stephen that immediately after the procedure, he has to take the blade from there. Then Evans asks him whether he is the person who took his nail scissors from there. Then Jackson agrees. Jackson accepts and says that I'm the person who took your nail scissors as well as nails files too. And their warm conversation goes like that. And he is wearing this red and white bobble hat, and Jackson asks him to remove that bobble hat too. He has no permission to wear the hat while he is writing the examination. For that, Evans tells him that bobble hat is something like a lucky charm for him. So he is seeking the permission to wear it when he is writing the examination. So somewhere in the depth of his heart, Jackson had a soft corner for this man and Jackson agrees to it. And our Evans, he is getting ready to write the examination. So these are the things which goes on before the examination, and the rest of the things, events, what all things happens, that we will discuss in our next session. So read the chapter. It's a lengthy chapter, a bit of lengthy chapter. So read it and understand it thoroughly. The rest of the chapter we will discuss in our next class. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.